Hi there, my name is Corey Boucher. I head up all of training and development for global inside sales for Dell EMC. And I am here to talk to you a little bit about converged infrastructure today. This training is actually going to serve as a way to get you enabled for your role play come the time you come in for the interview. So with that, I'm really going to talk about two things primarily. Yes, I'm going to educate you a little bit on converged infrastructure and that technology. But to do so, I'm actually going to tee it up with one of the bigger trends we're seeing in our customers' environments today. And that's really this concept of the build to buy continuum. Right? And to do this, I'm going to actually lay it out and discuss it through an analogy. Okay? And the analogy I'm going to use is if you were to buy a car. Right? This is probably an experience many of us have had. And typically, the reason why you're buying a car is to solve some kind of problem, whether it be the car is breaking down, it's too expensive, it's not good in the snow, whatever it may be. The idea, though, is we're trying to solve a problem as fast as possible. So I want you to imagine now that if you're buying a new car, you do it this way. Right, where you're trying to actually build this vehicle yourself. Now, obviously, this is a little bit illogical because we know we all don't do it this way. But I want you to think about why we don't for a second, and there's several reasons why. One is obviously, as you can see by the slide here, very, very complex. Okay. Secondly, very time-consuming and probably very expensive. And then lastly, is I probably don't know how to do it. Right, and if I do finally figure it out, the challenge is, am I going to actually trust this vehicle now to go down the highway 80 miles an hour? The chances are probably not, right? I'm probably not going to trust this solution. And so now all of a sudden I've spent all this time building an unreliable solution for the problem, not to mention it's taken a lot longer than it probably should have. And so the challenge is, right, to kind of take it to our customers in IT is this is how they're doing it today, right? Now again, how do we solve our problem if we're buying a car? Well, that's just it, is we actually buy and go out and buy the car we want or can afford to solve this problem a lot faster. And this is the exact way we're trying to get our customers to now think about IT. Right? So now let's think about our customers' environments for a second, and let's take it to actually the IT department. And to do so, I'm actually going to talk about the three primary technologies that our customers are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Okay? The first is really going to be what we call our server technology. I want you to think about this as a big, powerful computer. Right? The idea here is we run our business applications, the applications that you and I as end users interact with on a day-to-day basis. The next piece of technology that all of our customers are dealing with is what we call our networking technology, right? Really allowing us to connect all this technology together. And lastly, as we have all of this data being created on a day-to-day basis, we need a place to store that data. And storage arrays have been part of Heritage EMC's business for a long, long time. We're doing it for now about 40 years, right? And so that storage technology is that third component that all of our customers are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And then again, we have to get all this stuff to kind of connect together, right? And again, what our customers are doing today is they're trying to piece part these pieces together themselves to ultimately solve a business problem, okay? And so let me walk you through the four primary steps that our customers are going through when they're actually building this technology. I'm going to show you that on the whiteboard. And so the four steps are really up here. So it's going to be around, first I have to go find and purchase that technology. And this could be from several vendors in some cases. Next, I have to install it. Okay, I actually have to start plugging all this stuff in together, right? Once it arrives and all that, I have to start plugging the stuff in, power it up, get it plugged into the wall, so on and so forth. And again, if you go back to the slide for a second, this is really a simplified version of what our customers are dealing with, right? I really don't have enough room in the slide to even show you how big this can really get. In a lot of cases, it's dozens of servers and it's networking that looks like spaghetti and multiple storage arrays in some cases. So even the purchase and install can potentially be a very time-consuming process. Then you have the third step, which in my opinion is the most critical one, and that's really around the integration of this technology. Getting this technology to work together to actually serve the business properly, right? And to give you and I as end users access to the applications in the right way. The challenge with the integration process is really twofold. One, it's the most risky part of the process, right? Because this is really where human error is introduced, okay? Things go wrong, things can go sideways, and ultimately it's going to delay the launching of the technology itself. And then secondly, it's by far the most time-consuming. Okay, this can take months on end in some cases and really delay a project pretty severely. And if I look at these three steps in themselves, to properly build this technology, we're probably talking anywhere from 6 to 9 months. I want you to think about the implication of that, right? Let's assume that this technology that we're standing up is going to be supporting a new application that's really critical to our business. Maybe this application is going to serve as a differentiator for us versus our competitors. The challenge with it taking 6 to 9 months now, right, is that I'm now probably not first to market. I may not even be second to market. So if my competitor down the street is doing it faster, they are now all the while gaining mind share and gaining revenue share while I continue to fall behind. And so this can have a severe implication to our customers' businesses. And then there's still a fourth step, where this technology for our customers is a living, breathing thing. This is something they have to maintain, right? Things break, they have to fix it. Things have to be upgraded over time. And so now the maintenance process even itself becomes pretty complex as well. And the reason why is because you're dealing with not just all these disjointed technologies, but you're now dealing with multiple vendors on top of it. Okay? And this is really the problem we're trying to solve for our customers. We're trying to simplify this process. And that's really where converged infrastructure comes into play. And so this is really what it looks like. We call this technology the VX block, okay? And this is really Dell EMC's converged infrastructure technology. This is what we're getting our customers to try to buy and consume technology in a different way to faster solve business problems. Now, let's compare it to now these four same steps, except let's compare it to the idea of build, right? First, the purchase and install is now oversimplified because it's done so as one product, okay? One product, one SKU, and of course, one vendor. You now work with just Dell EMC to purchase and ultimately install that technology. So that process in and of itself is oversimplified now. Then the integration piece. The integration piece is really where we make the biggest impact. What's really nice about this technology is that it actually is made up of those same three technologies that our customers are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. It has servers, it has networking, and it has storage technologies built in. The difference is the experience from the customer's perspective. And it really starts here with the integration piece. And that is that we actually offload that integration of the technology from the customer completely. We manufacture these and we build these in a controlled environment. And we do it where we pre-integrate that technology. So when it shows up for our customer's environment, it's ready to work and it's guaranteed to work. And we remove that risk from our customers. Not to mention that we're using best practices and we're leveraging industry experts who have been doing this for a number of years. And so that process of integration now is a lot faster and a lot less risky. And so if we think about the comparison of 6 to 9 months, we're now talking about, on average, 2 to 5 months to solve that same business problem. And that's a significant impact because even on the high end, we're still getting it faster than if a customer were trying to piece part this thing together themselves. And that can have a significant impact, again, allowing our customers to get that application to market a lot faster. And then even the maintenance piece, as I mentioned before, that can get pretty complex. What happens in a build methodology when you have all those vendors trying to compete, right, is if something goes wrong, who's going to take responsibility, okay? You have vendor finger pointing, right? If you buy your servers from HP and your network from Cisco, they may point fingers on whose problem it is if something goes wrong. The maintenance, when you look at a buy methodology, when you work with Dell EMC on converged infrastructure, is what we say is one number to call. If something goes wrong, if something needs to be upgraded, you call Dell EMC, and we're going to see that problem through to its resolution. We have a saying that we're guilty until proven innocent. And so we're going to make sure we stand behind our products and solve that business problem for our customers. And that's important because any disruption in technology or any disruption in an application can have severe business implications. And so that's really why we're trying to get our customers to get away from piece parting their environments themselves and move towards this best-of-breed technology around the buy methodology. Okay, so all that being said, at the end of the day, we're salespeople, and we need to be able to sell value to our customers. And so what is the value? What are our customers gaining by leveraging converged infrastructure and moving towards this buy methodology? It can really be distilled down to 4 main value props, and that is TRRC. And the first is going to be the reduction of time, whether we're talking about reducing time to market for an application or reducing the amount of time that we have to manage this technology and maintain this technology on a day-to-day basis. Next, I've talked about a little bit as well, which is the reduction of risk. This is really critical, right? Because again, this technology is serving a business purpose. So by reducing risk, by offloading that integration process, and by doing that in a controlled environment, and making it where now the technology shows up ready to go, ready to support the business, it's going to provide a huge amount of value to our customers by reducing that business risk. And then thirdly, we have resources. And what I'm really getting at here with resources is people, right? Arguably, people are the most important, but certainly the most expensive resource in any business. And so the challenge with our customers using a build methodology is that now you have your IT department dedicated for 6 to 9 months on simply building technology. Grand scheme of things, that's a very low value activity, right? What we want to do here is repurpose those people, right? We don't want to lay anybody off, of course, right? We want to repurpose those people, to repurpose those resources to something more or towards revenue generating activities, right? Maybe you send them back to school, now they can write code and build mobile applications and build applications that can create a business differentiator for your company. And then lastly, of course, is going to be cost. As a salesperson, no matter how big, small, simple or complex your deal is, you're going to have to financially justify why a customer should spend money with you. And that's really about how do you make or save them money. And through Converged Infrastructure, that's exactly what we're doing. Obviously through these first 3 steps as I talked about, but on top of that as well is we embed modern technologies into Converged Infrastructure, things like flash technology to really drive out what it costs to build and maintain and operate this thing on a day-to-day basis. And that's going to provide a tremendous amount of value because the return on investment is now quick and very large in most cases. Okay? So that's a little bit about the value that customers see. Let's talk about the role play for a few minutes when you're in there for interview day. Okay? So first and foremost, this should serve as really the primary training that you need to prepare for the role play. You shouldn't really have to do a whole lot of research outside of this, but you're certainly welcome to. I will also tell you we're not looking for perfection in the role play. Certainly try to leverage some of this technology or some of this training, but certainly not looking for perfection here. Okay? The idea is that you want to first be curious. Ask questions of your customer, understand their project, their need, their pain. Maybe talk about Converged Infrastructure at a very high level. Again, we're not technologists here, we're salespeople. But ultimately your role play should really be focused around the value here. Time, risk, resources, and costs. How do we provide value back to our company? What is the outcome that our customers are eventually going to see by leveraging this technology? So that's really it for me. I appreciate the time and good luck in your role play. Thank you.